Ladies and gentlemen, this week in the Torah, a king named Balak hires someone named Bilam to curse the Jewish people. Now, if you read the English, they call him Balaam instead of Bilam. It's both serious and funny, including a talking donkey Balaam meets along the way. Now, kids who used to get this Torah portion in the summer could barely contain themselves. One child, in fact, who we named Nameless, lost it after chanting chapter 22 in the book of Numbers flawlessly in the Hebrew and then read the translation. Then the Lord opened the she-ass's mouth, and the she-ass said to Balaam, "What have I done to you that you have beaten me 3 times?" Balaam said to the she-ass, "You have made a mockery of me. If I had a sword, I would kill you." The ass said to Balaam, "Look, I am the she-ass that you've been riding all along. Why are you picking on me?" By the way, the student didn't get this far. It takes an angel of the Lord to appear and come to the she-ass's rescue, but get this. The donkey sees the angel even when the pagan prophet Balaam cannot. Balaam is sent to curse the Jews because the king of Moab is freaked out over our people's victory over the Amorites. So he figures that by hiring a fortune teller, a seer, to curse the Jews, it will be effective in defeating the Israelites so that his people, the Moabites, won't get squashed like the Amorites. You follow? So the donkey, in this sense, is actually the Jewish people who see what the pagan prophet sent to curse the Jews does not see. And in his Torah commentary, Rabbi Jeff Salkin writes, I quote, "Throughout our history, Jews have seen and understood things that other people have not. Jews are as flawed and as mortal as any other human, but the Jewish people have always worshiped the power of the Spirit, not the spirit of power." That's my gloss on his words. What Jews have seen and valued, many in power around them have not. This has been a source of blessing to the Jewish people, and let's be honest, it has often been a reason why some have hated Jews. Take the Nazis in Germany or Austria, where great minds like Sigmund Freud and Theodor Herzl, Mayor of Jerusalem Teddy Kollek, and Viennese Jewish painters and composers all lived. The Jews were less than 0.5% of the entire population, yet blamed for all of Austria and Germany's misfortunes. So the king back in the Torah hires the pagan prophet to curse the Jews with words. Words have power, as we know today. What people can say and what people do say can either heal or hurt. That's what bullying is all about. Just ask kids. Balak and Balaam climb to the top of a mountain cliff overlooking the Jews camped out. I was talking to a friend who goes camping, and I asked, "Are you really Jewish?" That was a joke. Many Jews camp. I'm sorry. So the king and the prophet overlook the cliff, and they see the Jews camping, and they get ready to curse the Jewish people with the worst curse words, but instead of a curse, out come words which made their way into every Jewish prayer book, every religious school, every Hebrew school. Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov. Ma tovu. Oh, I see you singing it. How good means how beautiful. How good are your tents, O Jacob, O Israel. It's rather amazing that this prophet, Bil'am, according to the Torah, came from a big city, it says. He lived, we're told, in Babylon, which had big and fancy buildings. Think like a Ritz-Carlton hotel, a 5-star hotel. And he and the king were looking down, not at big buildings or even air-conditioned camp cabins. He was looking at Jews camping out in tents. That was the dwelling of our people. And instead of a curse, looking at this, he says, Ma tovu, how beautiful. What was so beautiful? I mean, don't you prefer air conditioning? What did this prophet who wasn't Jewish see that others did not see? What did he see that moved him to cry out, how beautiful, how good, Ma tovu? Perhaps he caught a glimpse of what we are about here at Temple. He saw a caring community. He saw that the true beauty of a community must come from something deep, like family, friends, even total strangers, coming together and model what the image of God looks like. He saw perhaps a living community where people make time holy. Perhaps he saw Sabbath candles, loving people, the treasure that Judaism is and the blessing the Jewish people are. Perhaps through his binoculars, looking down on the tents, he saw our people living each day with passion and purpose and love. He actually offers 4 oracles. And most people stop at Ma tovu. But in the third one, he says, and don't stop here, but listen to what he says, echoing Genesis 12, that those who curse the Jews will be cursed, and those who bless the Jews will be blessed, echoing God's promise to Abraham in Genesis 12. But what's noteworthy is that in the 4th and final oracle, he doesn't stop with the Jewish people. As the commentator notes, he expands his vision to include all the nations surrounding Israel. This is to remind us that no nation, whether America or Israel or any country, is ever truly alone from God's perspective, because this is the idea of the 4th oracle. The actions of one nation always have impact on other countries, no matter how well each nation secures its borders. The Amorites will affect the Moabites. America and the world is not just interconnected through the internet. The idea from God's perspective is that we're all interconnected. Ma tovu, how good, how beautiful, how just, how needed these teachings of Judaism are. Even a talking donkey, and eventually the donkey's master, an outsider hired to curse our people, saw our faith family living in freedom, love, harmony, pitching camp in tents, creating a shelter like this sanctuary from the storms in the sky and the storms of life. Outsiders, my friends, like Balaam and Balak, remind us the treasure, the blessing, the gift of this Jewish inheritance we who are of the Jewish faith too often take for granted. And let me close with what we're supposed to close with on this Shabbat. You know, it sounds like half a Torah, the Haftorah. It's the prophetic reading that goes along with the Torah. And it's from a prophet you all know. And many of you know the words of Micah 6:8 by heart. But it begins with the words, how good, ma tov. It hath been told you, O mortal, how good and what is good. Uma Adonai doresh mimcha, and what does the Lord require of you? Ki im asot mishpat, only that you do justly, ve'ahavat chesed, and practice loving kindness, love mercy. V'hatznea lechet im Elohecha. And may we all walk humbly with our God and with each other. And let us all say, Amen.